You guys, it's Mary.
And
We want you to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, you guys, because we want to talk about, is marriage bad business? Omarion recently had an interview, and we want you guys to watch this clip, and then we'll be back.
Marriage is not for me, you know what I mean? The custom and it's not a good business move for me, you know what I mean? But I am all for,
Why do you mean not a good business move?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get married, you know. Well, first of all, let me just say, you know what I mean, to be able to go and sign an agreement, you know what I mean, to the courthouse to validate my love or to validate how I'm gonna show up in your life, like, it just doesn't equate to the type of love that I have to give.
Some people feel like for legal purposes, like if something happens to somebody.
Yeah, that's already protecting you. I mean, I don't know. You know, that's not how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised, you know, in a home where it was like marriage, you know, was a status symbol. You know, love is none of those things that it is for the idea of marriage for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real reason why it, you know, and even in the business, you know, aspect, you know, to really wealthy men, you know what I'm saying, that have amassed, you know, billions, you know, that is their worst business move.
Now that we're back, you had a very interesting point.
You know,
this man, mind you, this man is married. The one who was doing the interview.
Yes.
He's actually a married man.
He's a married man, yeah, Phil. And I always used to watch his show, but after seeing this, I'm like, okay, I can't watch this man's show no more. You know, him talking about marriage is bad business, but you're married though. And if you notice, well, you guys didn't watch all the way to the end, but if you do,
I'll link it down below.
The whole thing, right? You will see at the end. That's when he starts saying, well, you know, I mean, Omarion is young, and maybe one day as he gets older, he gonna find out one woman who gonna keep her body tight and, you know, and take care of you and blah blah blah, and, you know, and then you can have, you know, a good marriage or whatever. I'm sure maybe he figured his wife
is probably watching,
talking about putting down marriage. And you are married. You know, that's the thing. I don't like when people do stuff like that. To me, it's hypocritical.
It just shows your ASS.
Yeah, it just, you know, it's just hypocritical. Just like, you know, like when people will make songs and talk about how they're going to do X, Y, Z, but then you go and you look and they're all married. You know, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I just felt like him saying it's bad business, that he will rather, like, I guess, just go around having women. And I don't know if Omarion has any children. If you guys know...
Oh, no, he does.
He has children?
Yeah, I think he has 2 kids.
Yeah. I mean, it says that he has never seen a successful marriage, right? And so he has never seen one work. He's never seen a successful marriage. And he's relatively, I don't know if he's in his 40s or in his late 30s, right? But I'm sure he's pushing 40. But Omarion, okay, you haven't seen a successful marriage. I have heard a lot of people say this, or say, I wish the women were like my grandma was, or stuff like that. That was back in those days. The values were different, you know? Like women, when I came to this country, when I came to America in the 1980s, I mean, I had been here before, but when I came back for college, women were covered up. They really were. You know, black men, they were like respectful, like in the way they approached women, for the most part. There were things that we were not even thinking about doing. We certainly weren't out there talking about our sexual exploits, like how they do now.
Or being seriously adventurous, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and being vulgar, like just vulgar, you know, in the way they talk about themselves. You know, women call themselves the B word, the men calling themselves the N word. Like, it was just like a different time then. But the value system also was different. People valued family. They valued having a legacy. Legacy starts with family. Family together.
Yeah.
That's how you set the foundation.
Yeah.
So when you sit down and you say marriage is bad for business, well, you begin to look really like someone who doesn't want legacy, and that's also someone who probably is not trying to get his money right either.
Yeah, and also my thing is marriage wouldn't be bad business if you weren't going to be a shitty husband, because then there will be no reason for a divorce.
I know. And then this Phil was like, which I was surprised. He's like, women are the ones who want to get married, but 75% of divorces are initiated by women.
Yeah, because the men are A-wives.
Because they want to what? Take the money? It's
That
not
doesn't
because of
make
that.
sense.
It's because the man is not doing what he's supposed to do. He's not doing what he promised. He's not standing for his responsibility. You know? And then women just like, the difference these days is women are not willing to waste time with a man for years and years and years. 30 plus years you're with this man, then you go like Bill Gates' wife. Then you go and you divorce him, you've been with him for almost 30 years. Women are not willing to do that now. And women are not doing that. Staying with the degenerates for that long. They give you 5 years max.
Yeah.
To get your shit together. And if it's not, they leave you and they go and find somebody else.
And then also my thing is, I feel like back in the day, a lot of women were much more tolerant of it. Like the man will be out there cheating on them, doing this, doing that, or whatever, stuff like that. But they really were taught back in the day, black women in particular, to really stand by your man in everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that narrative is over.
It is
if
over.
we're being honest.
It also
it's
is
actually
over too.
dead, it's buried, and it also has been burned.
No one is staying with someone who's treating them bad. And I love that. I love that because as someone who stayed with someone,
like struggle love is over. Like that's not
yeah.
even a thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth it.
It's
That's
not
what I would
worth
say
it.
to
And women are learning their
And
value as
especially
well.
when we have the whole fertility thing, where we are only fertile for a certain length of time. So you don't want to waste your time and your eggs and your youth on someone who's acting a fool. People are getting divorced sometimes after a year and a half. As soon as they're giving you a year, you're not doing the right thing, they are gone. They are gone. And oh well.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
You know, so I mean, and I'm actually proud of women who are doing that. Like, if the marriage is not working, they're not really willing to give second chances.
2D left, 2D left.
As someone who gave several second chances, shoot, I gave out 5, 6 chances. As someone who did that, it's not worth it. The person actually never changes. They just find
worse.
they get worse, and they just find a different way to deceive you.
And then they want to call you their wife after he has done rubbish all these years. So
Even though someone divorced, hot mess. It's like, okay, whatever.
But
So,
yeah,
I mean,
I don't think
that's how
marriage
I
is
feel.
bad business. I feel like if you have
it's
the
good
two
business,
right
it's good
people,
money business too.
it's
It-
good
it helps
business.
you
It builds
financially, too.
legacy,
Yep.
and it also builds a strong foundation.
Yep.
And also it builds, like you said, legacy,
Mm-hmm.
something that can create generational wealth for the rest of your family.
You have stability.
And
for
that
your
way,
family.
nobody ever has to deal with poverty. Like, you're literally starting something that is phenomenal. It can go on for hundreds and hundreds of years. So when somebody says marriage is bad business, I just have to laugh at you and call you a degenerate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
and then also, he's probably not aware as well. Just because you haven't seen a successful marriage, you can look on TV. There are certain celebrities who
Or even
have
YouTube.
successful marriages
Yeah.
as well.
They're
And
getting
there's
their
people
money
on
right.
YouTube.
They're
Yeah.
like, at least the people
I mean,
who are
look at
young,
LeBron
they're in
and
their 30s.
Savannah. I mean, they're right there.
Let me give you some people. They have, what is it, Our Rich Journey.
Mhm.
Our Rich Journey. These are 2 people, you know. And actually, they now live in Portland. They have their 2 children. They're raising them. They got their money right. All that stuff. Foundation is strong. You can find people on YouTube to actually see how they are doing it. But I am happy that women are initiating divorces. And after a year, the guy acting the fool and don't have their stuff straight, move on and get someone who's better, who has their finances together, because marriage is hard enough. You want to get rid of all of the things that can bring problems. Finances is one of them. So if you all have your finances straight, that's a big burden that you all don't have to like bring into your marriage.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Omarion, you know, it gets really old when you're out there, you're in your 50s.
Your
Trying
weenies all
to
over the
get-
place, your
yeah,
money's
trying
all
to
over the
get
place,
some
going to
woman-
different women and all this
Yeah.
stuff. How do you think that's
Having
good business? Your
several
money's going to
children.
several different women.
Yeah.
You have several different kids all over the place.
Yeah.
Where's the legacy? Well, how is that good
I
business?
know. Where's the
Because you're avoiding a
responsibility?
potential
Yeah.
divorce or prenup?
And what's going to happen when you guys are just deciding, hey, I am just not getting married, period. I love what someone said below in the comments. They're like, okay, so women keep your legs closed, men also keep your legs closed. Stay to yourself, and we will be happy apart.
Yeah.
And we don't want that, I mean, in Islam it says that marriage is half of faith, right?
Yeah.
But that really takes like a man and a woman understanding the value of the other energy and being willing to come together, put your ego aside, humble yourself, and really understand that together we're really stronger
Yeah,
as a
absolutely.
unit.
Yeah.
But also understanding that really being bounded together like that really completes you too,
Yeah.
But understanding the value of the feminine energy, understanding the value of that masculine person as well, and what they are bringing to this relationship, understanding it, respecting it, and willing to protect it.
Yeah.
You as a woman, well, let me start with the man. You as the man should be willing to protect your woman, to maintain her femininity. And she needs to also protect you to maintain your masculinity. But it's more on you. It's more on you, the man,
Yeah.
to do that, And then when you do stuff like that, then you can really truly be a leader. But anything less than that, women are not going for that these days.
Yeah.
They just aren't,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Omarion, I don't think a man who is thinking that it's best not to be married now.
Yeah.
Maybe when he grows a little more, maybe he might change his mind,
But I would not advise any woman to go to him now expecting marriage. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, I remember the days when George Clooney used to spew all that, like, I'm never
Isn't
getting
he married now with 2 kids and the
don't
kids
wanna
speak
have
5 different
children,
languages?
and he's bragging about that. That man got married, what, wasn't he in his 50s he got
To an
married?
Arab Muslim woman.
Yeah, she had a Muslim family. I don't know if she's Muslim. But he went, married her, and very quickly had twins.
Yeah.
So I think also when you meet the right one,
Yeah.
a man is going to go for that completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he hasn't met the right one. And I think he's in a degenerate place. So I think it's best anyway
Amen.
for him not to be marrying no woman at this time.
Yes, yo.
Because he has some growing to do.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it. But I was shocked that Phil will be spewing some of the nonsense that he was spewing. Like, women, why don't you try harder in keeping the marriage? Phil, why don't you talk to men? Why don't you ask the men? Men, why are the women, initiating divorce? Why don't you try harder to listen to your woman? See what the problem is. Like, try to, maintain her happiness in the home, When you have, I really believe a happy wife, happy life. I really believe that.
Yeah.
Because your wife, the feminine energy brings the lightness, the airiness, the sweetness.
The love and the protection.
Love, the nurturing energy. You can't nurture, love, be happy, be light as a woman can. A woman who is left to be in her feminine energy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why Phil doesn't address the men and say how come the women are leaving you.
Because he
But
also
then
feels
you
like
address the women and say, oh, you want marriage, but you can't keep the marriage. She's in a marriage with somebody else.
That's how he feels about his wife. She feels like she trapped him.
I mean, I was just surprised that a married man and who is older,
Is she a black woman?
I don't know, but I couldn't believe that a married man who is older than Omarion had no good advice to give that young man. And that is the problem, actually, that's going on. It's not the women, single mothers, that's what they're saying now.
Yeah.
It's not them, it's the fact that you have men who totally refuse to just check other men. They refuse also to give advice to other young men. You guys have totally left your post. You have just left the post. It's like you don't give a damn. Who's going to talk to the men? Who? You know they want the women to go talk to the men.
That's not
For
our job.
Women
not our
we
job.
can talk to the women.
Yeah.
Phil, why don't you talk to Omarion? Give him advice. No. Let me talk
Let
to
me
the
hop
women.
on his bandwagon and
Let
agree
me
with
tell
him.
them.
Even though I have
this
a
and
wife at home who probably has been putting up with my BS for years. Talking about marriage is bad business, man. Joker. But it's Mary.
that. And
You guys just like,
subscribe
share
and comment.
down below if you believe marriage is bad business or good business, and
Yes.
please explain why. We would
Yes.
love to have this
And we
conversation
really
down
want to
below.
hear from the ones who are married.
And the ones who are,
And
who
who
are
know
not,
this is a good
or who
business.
are maybe might be misguided or are guided.
Okay.
Peace out.